everyone. Um, I'm a bit, white in the face. I'm coming for a facial, so that's lovely. And if I'm not going to do it right now, it's not going to get done today. And I don't want to leave you hanging because I think we are speaking about some difficult things. Now, I don't even have my Bible with me, but we're still going to continue in James 1 with verse 3. And it speaks about, like we read yesterday, that whenever you face some sort of trial, that is in verse 2, and when you face this trial or the proving of your faith, then endurance and patience and those kind of things are, developed. So, what I just want to say today, the trials that we face, and let's define trials. Now, this is my definition. I'm not a Hebrew and I didn't study the Hebrew. For me, trials is almost like a bit of a umbrella term for temptations and testing. Although verse 2 says, any sort of trial, which say to me that God can give a test, but it can also come from any other place. So any sort of trial or any temptation. Okay, so that kind of thing, it doesn't really matter. For the umbrella term for today is just trial, so that can mean anything. And just to recap, remember what I said yesterday, God cannot tempt you. Okay, so he's not a temper, even though he tested Philip when he had to multiply the bread. God is not a tempter. And I'm going to give you an example just now, but I just want to say this today, that the purpose of trials is in verse 3. It is the proving of your faith. That's it. And we'll elaborate just now. So the endurance and the patience and those kind of things that is produced, that is the byfruit. That is the byproduct. That is the fruit that comes from the trial. But that is not the purpose of the trial. The purpose of the trial is to prove your faith. So it doesn't really matter where the trial comes from. It doesn't even matter if it's a temptation. The purpose is to prove your faith. And what does that mean? It means that when you enter into a difficult situation, when you draw on Jesus, when you draw on the Holy Spirit, you will be able to reign and rule in a situation. So by faith, we reign and rule. We change the situation. So let's say, for example, you have a lack of finances. Now, you might be able to think, oh, is this God like wanting to teach me something? Or is this coming from the world? So today we're not discussing that. It doesn't really matter where it comes from. We know what the word says. So whatever you face, the purpose is to turn to the word, to turn to Jesus so that you can change the situation, so that you can reign and rule. Okay. And that is the proving of your faith. If you never face the situation, you will never be able to prove your faith. Let's say laying hands on the sick. We can say, oh, the sick must be healed. We believe in miracles. We believe that God heals the sick. We believe in the laying on of hands. Yes, show me. You understand what I mean? You can say it all, but if you never put your hand on a sick, then that faith in that area of your life have not been proved. Okay. But when you do it and you see it's not working, then you know, oh my goodness, I need to still grow. And I mean, I've seen both. I've laid my hands on sick people, they did not get healed. But I've laid also my hands on sick people and they did get healed. Okay. So we go through these things and it doesn't really matter where what the source is. You understand? So for example, healing the sick, laying your hands on the sick, is that from God? Yes, it's from God. Okay. So in a way, it's a test. You understand what I mean? You have to put your hands on the sick. If they don't get healed, it is sure proof that our faith still needs to grow. Okay. But you don't go, oh, like God is testing me. Okay. So this is one example I want to give you. This is, for example, not a test from God because it's temptation. Let's say you're an alcoholic. God doesn't like send an angel from heaven to put a bottle of alcohol in front of your face and say, come on, let's see if you can be strong enough. God doesn't do that. He's not a tempter. He doesn't want to tempt you into sin. You understand? Can you see the difference between being tempted to go into sin versus God is saying, listen, let's see if we can heal this person, and not like, let's see if you're strong enough. Let's just like, let me teach you to turn to me. Let me teach you to draw from the faith that I've given you. Let me teach you to draw from the word, from the Spirit. And this is the reason that we go through any test of trial or even temptation, whether it comes from God, whether it comes from the flesh, whether it comes from the devil, from the world, just from circumstances, whatever the source is, it is for the proving of our face. So I hope that clarifies one small thing today for you. Bless you.